this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, September 16, 2024, here for my weekly cross-stitch update. I have kind of the usual suspects here to share with you. I also have a few cards that I thought were sweet. I thought I would share a couple birthday cards from Stitchy Friends. This one is homemade. Isn't that fun? This is from Desiree. And then this is from Colette. And Colette also sent me a sympathy card, which is very sweet. And from my dad passing, like I mentioned last week. And that will affect this coming week's stitching plans because we're going to go to the service this coming weekend. So I'll have some more airplane time and probably less normal time during the time. But I am staying in a hotel this time with my husband. So there's possible I might have some little snippets of time here and there, but we'll see. Lots of more visiting time than a normal day or weekend. So, but that's okay. That's important. I guess we can jump right in. I have a little bit from the Fat Quarter Shop, but I'll show that at the end. I had some I could have shown last week even, and I left it in the other room and forgot to bring it. So now I have double to show you. But I did my temperature turtles yesterday, and I like to get caught up on this every Sunday. So here is my September turtle. This is 28 count Caribbean Blue Jobelin by Witchell, 1/1 full cross. And I was able to finish all the dark green, and the patches completely surrounded the shell. They're all done. But as you can see, they're very varying. It's from here to here was this week, and it went from 108 to like what was that coolest one? 82. Kind of crazy. This week will probably be highs in the 70s, and then next week's gonna possibly go back up into the 90s. So this September turtle will be quite colorful. So all the colors. I wonder how many different ones I will get to in that turtle. That'll be kind of interesting to see. But now that all the big patches are left, I don't have any more arms and legs to stitch, so that'll be nice to just focus on patches the next couple weeks. And I was able to finish Cats and Hearts August, which was great. Did I have anything extra this week? I don't remember. I think I just got this done, and then on Saturday I was really close on Friday, but not quite. So then Saturday I just did it, even though I didn't have travel stitching. I just wanted to finish it so that I could start the next one. So here is Cats and Hearts August, all finished. These are by Kitty and Me Designs, and this is 25 count even weave, 1/1 full cross, just white even weave. And I changed my kitty cat from DMC 310 to DMC 535 to match my dark gray kitty cat. So this is a fun one, corals, yellows, and greens. And I'll get that put in the frame here soon. And then I did get a start on September because I started before the 15th. It was the 14th. And I really wanted to start September. If I hadn't finished this on Saturday, I probably wouldn't have gotten to this one until today, which would have been, I just skip September and go on to October. But it's my birthday month. How can I skip my birthday month? So I might end up having to skip October, but because of airplane stitching and football stitching, if I stitch on this now during the Broncos game, if it's something during the afternoon or something I can watch, then yes. So that's what I did. This one has apples on it, which is fun. That's what I did this week, is I stitched a little bit to start it on Friday or Saturday. And then on Sunday, I did several links of thread in the kitty cat while watching the Broncos game. So that's my start on this one. I started in the middle, and I'm kind of working my way up. So this is just a slice of the cat, and it's got one more paw and then the head, and then the rest of its body will be this way. So I will work on this some more today and throughout the week and see where I get to. This one has reds and greens and browns, which will be kind of fun, kind of bring in that autumnal feel with like tree trunk and leaves with the apples. So I think that's going to be kind of fun. And I'd like to work my way to the top of the cat and then do like, I think the browns first to do the structure of the heart so that I can have places to count off of. I think that's what I'll do with that one. Each one is a little bit different, the way they have it all the patterns arranged. So I kind of approach each one uniquely, like what do I want to do with this one to make it, you know, work the best way. So that's, I think, how I want to tackle September. Then I worked a little bit on my Castle Homecoming Club by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was last year's mystery stitch along that ended in February of this year. So my goal is to finish it by the end of the calendar year. And I have this strip down here left to finish, focusing in the dragon, but then I decided I think I want to color complete. So I've color completed this tummy color in the frog and the troll. And then now I'm working on some pink, which I did in the dragon, and then I'm kind of going to bring that across. So every other color I do, I'm going to color complete in this bottom chunk. I like color completing, especially when you're nearing the end and you see the space left to fill. I just want to fill it all in with that color while I have it on my needle. So that's kind of what I like to do. So I will go ahead and show you a before and after of the whole thing this time, because I did work a little bit more over all of it. This is 28 count ice blue Lugana 1/1 full cross with a fancy floss conversion. And so I worked in the dragon, got his tummy color finished. It's also up the back of his tail. And then I did the frog, whatever that color had in the frog, and then a little bit the troll's feet still needed to get finished. That's all the rest of that color. So that color's done now. Then I started in on this pink horns, tail, there's mushrooms. So that's a mushroom. Oh, he's also got like fingernails and wingtips that are that pink color, toenails. So funny. So there's another mushroom here, and then I think there's a few more mushrooms and things along the bottom. So I'll go ahead and fill those in and then move on to probably his green spots, light green spots, which is also in the grass some. So I think that'll be my next plan. And this one actually is coming out today. It got called for my AB Singo game for today. So I'll be working on that extra this week, which will be really fun. Okay, so my main projects this week were Bees on a Flower, got called for Monday. So this is Bees on a Flower by Ina Bedenko. This one was called for the letter O for on. The bees are on the flower. So this was my birthday start this month. And so this was day 2 of my birthday start. So this is fun. I got 212 stitches on this. The pattern is in Pattern Keeper, so I can count stitches. It is now at 1.95%. This is 28 count Berkshire Hive Even Weave by Fabric Flare. And I'm doing it 2/2 full cross. There's a very faint, you can kind of see, a very faint honeycomb pattern. And I decided that I kind of worked my way up to this bee a little bit, and I'm just the feel of having this in my hand in the roll when I stitch, I didn't like it. So I wanted to keep going as high as I could, and I do want to work from the top down on this rather than kind of focusing on the center at first like I thought the first time I worked on this. So I counted up to the second bee. This is all the same color, it's one color, but I loved how you can already see kind of the structure of that bee coming to life. So this is one strand in the head of this bee, but 2 or 3 strands up here. And these are like little bubbles that'll be at the top of the design. There's light, those are the only bits there that are that dark gray, but there's some lighter gray up there as well and different things. So now that I'm at the top, next time I bring this out, I will fill it in from the top down because I like that better in my hand as I stitch. But having this structure of the bee is already super fun to be able to see something tangible as I'm stitching. So that'll be fun. There's some background bits. Some of it is half stitch in the background, so it shouldn't take too long before I can come back down and actually finish out that bee. And obviously knowing me, I'll probably color complete in both bees because those are the only spots those colors exist. So might as well just finish them out, get some zeros. So I don't know that I don't have any plans to work on that more this year, but that was fun. Total in September was 473 stitches. And yeah, 1.95%. So pretty nice. It would have been probably, if I had planned, like, if I'd had more time. Time is of the essence these days. It would have been nice to like bump it up to 2% even and maybe 500 stitches even. But it is what it is, and I'm happy with that. Tuesday was an unfortunate stitchy day. The bingo game called Stargazer for the letter N, which I used for night sky. And I got it out. I started stitching a symbol that was an O in a color, in a floss color. And then I kept going, and it was the last symbol that I saw that was on the top page in Mirabilia charts. You fold them out. Usually there's one half on one side and one half on the other. So it was the last symbol I saw that was stitching on the top half. There's a few bead spots left, but that was the last spot for stitching, or so I thought. When I got to the second page, I noticed that the symbol kind of curled a little in a swirl that is typical of a bead swirl. So I was like, oh, great. So I go and look, and sure enough, there is a bead that also has a circle. So I must not have realized this from the last time I worked on it, but there's a big circle and a little circle. And on the symbol chart, the symbol key, they look the same size. One of them is maybe a hair smaller. On the chart, they're distinctly different sizes. One is a really tiny circle and one is a full-on O circle. But on the symbol key, they both look like big normal circles. So it was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be thread. So then I frogged 10, 15 stitches that I had stitched in the floss because it was supposed to be beads, and didn't get any other stitching time that day. I was thinking, oh, maybe I could work on the bead holes because that's all I had left on the top half of the pattern. That could be done with the top half if I do that beads. Had Bible study that night. My car stitching, I think I got 2 stitches on the Cats and Hearts August. So Tuesday was a wash. 2 total stitches on Tuesday, which is very unlike me. Usually if I don't have any time on my regular project, at least I get more time on my travel one, or vice versa, but nothing on either one. So because of that, my square on Stargazer on the bingo board is not filled out because I didn't get anything done on it. And I'm not going to show you because I didn't get anything done on it. So, I will have to make that one up at the end of the month. So I do want to get it out for two days total in September because it is on my whip go board and my goal there is 2 days. So I do still want to give it 2 days. And I think I will try to do those beads on the top page of the pattern so that next time I can just focus on the bottom half. That'll be fun if I can ever get to it. So Tuesday was not a good stitching day. Wednesday and Saturday, Sunny Birds was called. So this one is now, its whip go goal is done because AB Singo called it twice this week. So it called it on Wednesday for the letter P for peacocks. And on Saturday, the letter E was called. And that I used for Heaven and Earth designs, which is who charted it. So let's see, where's my cover page? This is Sunny Birds. Max Colors, artwork by Oleg Gavrilov. And I'm along the tippity top here. Last time I worked on it, I was able to start in on some of these bushes, but right now I'm just kind of filling in this empty sky all across. So I am getting to the end where it's going to be starting to get other colors back, but there's a big chunk in here that's all one color. So that's all I worked on. I worked on one color. But I also pulled it out for another 100 stitches or so on Sunday to get my thread finished. So overall, this is where I got to. This had in September 960 half stitches. This is 40 count cream linen 1/1 half cross. So they're very tiny. A lot of that light blue there. It's now at 0.83%. This is a big one. So you'll see here at the edge, it's starting to fade out. There's some holes in there. I don't know if you can really even see that because it's so tiny, but it's solid in here. And I counted in a special way to make sure I got my counting all the way across, because I didn't want to do, I had been doing like stitching in the 10 by 10 blocks right here. I didn't want to have any tension lines on the edges of the blocks, especially since it's only going to be right up here as a solid area. So I'm like, you know what, let's kind of figure out a way to kind of carefully count my way to the edge of this so that I can do full rows in this section. And so that's what I'm doing now. So I will keep, next time I pull this out, I will keep working on that color until I get to the, there's a spot, where is it? Sun just went behind the cloud. Now I can't see what I'm doing. There's a spot like right here that has 2 stitches of another symbol. So once I pull this over a little bit and it's complete, then it'll probably end up pulling all of this over, because if I'm doing full rows, I'll get all the way to the bottom of the 10 by 10, which is right there, before this square will be done. And over here is where there's a couple more symbols. So next time I work on this, I'll be in that same light blue for a little while, but it's not too bad. And once you get over here, it starts coming into something else. So that's it. And overall, I mean, it was fun. I like that blue color. It's a lot nicer than like white on white. Light blue on cream is okay. So that was fun to work on. Okay. Then on Thursday, the AB Singo board called the letter A, which I used for my Celtic Ladies Autumn, because that's the quadrant I'm going to stitch this month. So I got a day on that. And I got, not a huge day. I don't know what was going on that day. But I got 104 stitches. So it's enough to be considered a day. Here's all of it. And then here's my before and after of autumn. So I think I was just working on hair, and I started working some more on the, what is that blue that's at the top. And then I think I'll bring that down to finish out the blue in the medallions, and then see where I go from there. So this is at 29.38% for the whole thing. And this is a collage I put together of the lavender and lace Celtic Ladies. I have all the charts. I just wanted to do parts of them because I'm already doing the full-size Mirabilia queens for the seasons. And I like their dresses better. So I didn't want to do 2 sets of big fancy dresses. So this was a nice compromise. And I'm happy with that. So that will come out at least for a couple more days at the end of the month. It does not have any more squares on my AB Single board. So, but I am planning on giving it at least 2 more days at the end of September. Then it called Simpsons, which was for the letter Z, for zigzag, which is what Carolyn Cezak Stitch suggested I do, because I wasn't sure what to do for the letter Z, and she said, does anything in your projects have a zigzag? And I'm like, oh, well, their hair, the kids' hair is zigzaggy. So this is a stitch for my husband. Got it on eBay a while ago, probably over 10 years ago. And I got 277 half stitches, 1/1 half cross on 40 count white verdal. It's now at 59.04%. And because I got 277 stitches, I'm counting this for both AB Singo squares that were called already this month. So this will be done now for the month of September. I worked some light blue over here, which you can probably hardly see. There's some light gray that was in the outside outlines that you probably can hardly see. Then there was some dark yellow kind of accents. I think I color completed that all the way that you can see in Bart and Lisa a little bit, maybe around his hand. Not a whole lot of noticeable stuff, but every little bit counts. And I know these are half stitches, but for me, if I complete the symbol on a chart, that stitch is done. Whether or not I stitch it with a half stitch or a full cross. So since I'm not officially participating in Magazine Monthly Challenge, AB Singo, I don't even know if they care half stitches. Some groups count if a half stitch is a half of a stitch, so you need to do 2 to make a full stitch. I don't know if this group even cares about that, but since I'm not even participating officially anyways, one of the squares that was called for this piece was called while I was in Oregon last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to count it for both. So I think, oh no, one more. Lollipop was called for Sunday. Then I'll show you my board. Oh, hey, I opened right to it. This is by Tilton Crafts. It was called for the letter G. Denise Garbus is the artist. So this is the one I'm doing for my daughter. And I had so much fun with this one. I stitched so much yesterday. All the other days this week were kind of meh for stitching time, but Sunday was fantastic. So I got my temperature turtles cut up. I worked a lot on cats and hearts during the football game. I stitched an extra 100 stitches on sunny birds to finish my string. And I got 519 stitches on this, which was so fun. So here is where this is at now. This is 1/1 half cross on 40 count white Verdal as well. And this is now at 6.18%. And this was what I was hoping to have done last time. Because I'm picking symbols in this square, which I finished that square, which was fun. But there's a lot of little bits in the tip of the dragon wing that last time I thought, oh, I'll get these outlines of the wings, and that didn't happen. But this time it did. So a lot of the symbols kind of, you know, you can see a lot more fill in along the edges of the dragon wings. And then one of the colors, there's a patch over here that this actually hits the edge of the pattern, which is super fun. So I did a little bit more blue because I actually finished this square with the dragon tip. This part was already finished, and then I kept going. I think there was a little bit of light pink in here that I did, and then I keep moving along the 10 by 10 square row on the top, picking symbols, and so I got some light blue done in there too. So much fun. I love how this is coming out. So this will get one more day here in September because I like to give my family pieces 2 days. I don't know that I'll get that much done next time unless it's called on another weekend day, but I will be thankful for whatever progress I get. And that was a lot of fun to work on. So, okay, so now I can show you my board for AB Singo. This is in the Magazine Monthly Challenge cross stitch group, and they're calling a letter every day. I've randomly organized my letters. I now have a bingo. 1 bingo. I would have 3 bingos, but see, this is today. These two are the ones called while I was gone. This is Stargazer that I didn't end up making time for that day because I messed up and then I ran out of time. Yeah, so this one is kind of holding up a lot of things, but that's okay. I'm thinking when I go up to Oregon this next time, this is a great one to take travel stitching along with. So I will take this one with me and work on that if I have any time up there, and possibly get this square completed, even though something else is likely to be called that day, and kind of flip it. And then whatever bonus days I have at the end of the month to get caught up, I can do that square instead of that one. Does that make sense? So I'll do Castle Homecoming today, which would have gotten me another bingo, but this one's still not done. And yeah, we'll see what's coming up this week. I still have 2 squares for Visit Endor, which is my son's piece. I'm kind of considering leaving the colors the way they are, but I'll have to look at it in person again. This is this one. And last time I showed it, I was starting to outline the letters down here with this light gray, and the E was kind of blending in person. On camera, it looks okay. But what's weird is the top 2 rows blend in when the rest of it really doesn't as much. But this is the same length of thread that I did the O in, and the O looks fine. So I'm not really sure what's happening there, but I might just do it the way it's charted and not worry about it because it looks okay, but we'll see. But I have 2 squares of that on here. I have another square of 2 squares of Bear Time Stories. So a lot of family pieces left. 1 more square of Lollipop. Those are all my family pieces. Another square of Cherry Kitten, another square of Stargazer, and then 2 squares still of the Twisted Band Sampler. So there's some things that haven't gotten called at all yet, and some things that are, my main monthly goal on them is already done. So that's how that went. And so we'll see what I do this week. So now I'll show you what I got from the Fat Quarter Shop. First is stuff I got last week, and I had it here, I just forgot to show it. Some of their new items. So they have these cute cozy mitten floss drops. Those are really sweet. From just here, it looks like they could be like Christmas lights, but then you add the thumb and it's, oh yeah, they are mittens. And then there's a couple foundation papers that are different sizes for these, what are these ones called? I guess Woven Star. It's right there on the top. Two sizes of Woven Stars, which is fun. And I have yet to try foundation paper piecing. I would love to try it sometime. There's another one of these hidden stars. I think I had this one that was giving away, so I'm not sure. I might have to draw another, oh kitty. My cat got to these. Well, if these will probably end up in a giveaway, so you'll all have a little bit of smoky love when you get them in your house. So I might, if this was one part of the giveaway I just finished up a couple weeks ago that I still have yet to mail them out. Maybe I can get to that this week. Life has kind of bowled me over with the Whip Parade that finally went up. It took me 2 weeks to edit that thing. And then my dad, all of that. So hopefully I can get the giveaways out soon. But if this was one of them, I'll go ahead and draw another winner and announce that next week and then send this out to that person too. And then there's Gather Mini Simply Signs. This is a fall one, which is kind of fun. And Spooky Cute Ornaments. Oh yeah, there's some little ones too. But these are the ornament packs. I just gave away the spring one, I think. So there's a Halloween one. There's a little Fox Hollow. One of those little pea ones. I might throw this into the pack of the person that won the little pea quilts, because might as well have another one. And then August's Beehive. When this series is done, I'll have to decide if I want it. They are pretty cute. If I end up giving this one away, I'll give them all away as a set. But I have yet to decide if I want to keep that one. And then the, what's it called? Stitch Quarterly came. So if you haven't gotten yours yet and you're on the list, you could sign off now and you won't miss anything else. But I got the Stitch Quarterly. It came in a cute project bag with kind of an ode to the pattern here on the outside with pumpkins. This is a fall one. And got all the goodies. So this is the pattern. It's called Pumpkin Pals. And it's got that wheelbarrow with all the pumpkins and a bird up here and a little hedgie down here. So cute. And then they come with all the things to stitch it. So there's some platinum Ada and all the flosses, which is DMC, 2 weeks dye works, and a needle. So those are fun pumpkin colors. Those are really pretty. That looks nice on there. And then a hedgehog needle minder, which is very cute with a blue pumpkin. And some scissors. So this is a fun one. It has Fat Quarter Shop kind of logo there and a snap. And they're really pretty. Very sparkly. They have a little tip cover that I'll probably just get rid of once I start using it, but that's really fun. I like that it has a little case. So yeah, those are cute. So I'm thinking all of the little bits and bobs might be available standalone after this. So if any of those things interest you, you could head over and check that out. So that was fun. Very cute. Kind of everything's starting to feel like fall. Even the weather here is finally starting to feel like fall. Yeah, so that's really fun. Pretty soon it will be officially fall. I guess when does that start? Is that this coming week? I think it's, yeah, first day of autumn is the 22nd. So this coming Sunday is officially in the Northern Hemisphere, the first day of autumn. So yay! With that, I think that's everything I have to share. I may come back late next week and Tuesday instead of Monday due to our travel schedule. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I hope to continue stitching as I can and hope you enjoy whatever you're working on, and happy stitching. Bye.